What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the D.O.G podcast. As always, I'm with German, and OC's back this week because he brought his microphone.
Got your mic, dude.
OC, why don't you tell the audience where you left your microphone last week?
So, after we leave here, I was disappointed in myself for letting you guys down.
You should have been.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
And as I'm cleaning my car a couple days later, turns out the mic was in the back seat the entire time.
When you texted us that, dude, I wanted you to drive off a bridge. I was this fucking guy.
Oh, that's
But
fucked.
it's in the past. I'm over it. I think we're all over it.
I'm not over it.
You're not over it?
I'm not
You'll
over
be
it.
all right.
It'll be like another 6 episodes until I get over it.
And then I'll forget
Because
one
this is
again
twice
by then.
now. This is twice that's him that's forgot equipment.
The last time we didn't even... Well, we recorded it, but we never even posted
We never
it.
posted
Yeah.
it because
It's my fault.
someone at this table forgot
I
the
did
equipment.
forget
It wasn't
about that.
me, and it wasn't the guy that we go to the house to.
Mhm.
Okay.
Damn, man.
It's all right. It's over. Water under the bridge.
Lock in, OC. Get locked in,
Get
dude.
locked in. Quit being a
Anyways.
slap dick.
Let's go ahead, dude. Let's talk about this past week in the NFL. Some big storylines.
Should we start off with the Thursday game? I feel chronologically that's how
Yeah,
we
go
should.
It
ahead.
makes sense, right?
Yeah,
It
go
Okay,
makes
you
sense.
guys go ahead and go first.
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Seahawks.
Well,
Cool.
Hey,
Move on.
Hey, got a little stretchy there, right?
Yeah.
A little scary.
I just want to point out, everyone's been talking about how they never beat a 500 team or better before that, right?
They beat a 6 and what was it, 6
What
and
are they
5
now?
team.
But
No, they were 6 and 6.
they were 6-5.
Now they're
they're
6 and 6. Right.
I completely forgot about the fact that they beat an undefeated team in week 2.
Who was that? Who they beat?
The
in
New
week
York
2?
Jets.
Oh Jesus Christ. Oh Jesus Christ.
The New York Jets.
after the walk-off punt return.
The New York Jets that beat the Eagles.
You might as well
just
add
throwing
in-
it out there.
You might as
Just throwing that out
you
there.
might as well add in the fact that the Giants were undefeated week 1. So
I said that in last week's podcast.
He did.
They
say-
were
he did-
500.
he did say
back
that.
to back.
I thought he
weeks.
was going to repeat the joke again.
No.
And I was going to throw
I
it
just
back at
realized
him.
Nick Wright pointed that out for me this morning, and I was like, "Wow, I didn't even think about that. That was an above 500 team."
What was pretty awesome was watching Bland just get absolutely roasted on that long touchdown, and
Yeah.
it just looked
Which one?
He only gave up one long touchdown.
The long one, the
Oh,
one
the
where
first one to
the
DK?
one where DK just broke the record for being the fastest human on a football field.
He was like, "I'm not getting caught after this
Ooh,
one."
but the way he did it to him, and then just hit him with a double move, and then just
Yeah.
just nasty, dude.
2 things went wrong on that play. One, Deron Bland did what he normally does and
He
takes
jumps.
the
He jumps
50-50
route.
gamble,
He
jumps the route,
routes. Yeah.
but he's supposed to have safety help over the top. Safety was
Didn't have that.
underneath.
Yeah, I mean,
So, and then at that point, it was like, no one's catching DK.
yeah, he got him pretty nasty. But yeah, I mean, Seattle had him on the ropes. Geno Smith.
I will
Did
say
that
this before
worry
I
you at all?
get into the Cowboys. Props to Geno Smith. Like that dude, I think he led the league that game in seconds released after the snap. It was like 2.1 seconds. It took him like his average for the game.
And see, and that's what leads me to believe maybe the week earlier, had he been a fully healthy Geno,
Probably could have done a little bit
would
better.
have been a little bit better of a game, because when he was on offense against the Niners, it looked like the offense was like non-existent.
abysmal.
It looked really bad, and then it's just the complete opposite against Dallas.
He looked like like he was still fighting for like the 1 seed in the NFC. It didn't look like he was fighting for playoff hopes.
He was slinging it.
I was very impressed. I mean, he went on the road. He went up against a pretty good Dallas defense, and in all intents and purposes, torched him. I mean, he threw for like almost 400 yards or something like that.
And then
Like,
the last play was like, let's leave the best defensive player in the NFL right now on
oh,
block.
dude.
Just let him have a free reign at our quarterback. Let's see what happens.
So there's a guy that was on Twitter, like broke it down like 20 minutes after the play ended. He had already broken it down and then like put example clips on how the play was supposed to be run by like Army or something like that.
For the Seattle perspective or
The Seattle perspective.
There is a slice block. That was
Yes,
supposed to
the
happen,
running
right?
back is supposed to get
across.
there.
Yeah.
And the guy breaks it down. It's like, dude, Micah runs like a 4.4. Why on God earth do you think that this running back can get there in time to block that? It's not
just
happening.
Their backup running back. It
Yes.
probably took snaps the day before, and
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, slice block, probably the
Michael
best
Parsons.
edge rushers in the NFL.
One of the best, one of the fastest edge rushers in the
Yeah.
NFL. Good luck. Yeah,
it was
that
like,
wasn't
that's
happening.
Not gonna work.
And then
I
it's also
would've-
supposed to be a screen, so he's supposed to give him a little love tap and then open
And
up
then
for a
peel
screen.
out.
And then as soon as like Micah Parsons blows by him, the next person is DeMarcus Lawrence nails the running back.
Oh,
and so
right,
there's
right.
nothing,
Never had a chance.
nothing gonna happen on that play.
If I were Pete Carroll, I would have been like, yeah, we fucked that up. It was blown assignment. They blitzed too many guys than we were intending to pick up. Then just move on from that. But now you get this whole different dynamic.
When I think that's one of the very few mistakes Geno Smith made that game. I think he's got to change protection there. We brought up Jaron Kearse, put him in the box, and then he came up to the line of scrimmage right before the snap. And now that there's an odd number, or everyone's evenly matched, if you count the running back, you got to move the running back to the middle and not have this slice block out to the side. Your running back's not going to get to Micah Parsons in time. Yeah. So
not many people can. So.
A better quarterback would have adjusted.
A better quarterback, I think, changes the call right there.
Well, what'd you think, OC, before this guy goes on about the Cowboys?
What? No, I mean, aside from, the offense put up points and yards like they've been doing. Dak proved again that he's on a hot streak right now of like 4 or 5 games straight where he's putting up 30, 40 plus points a game.
He's heating up. Yeah.
And it's just, at some point the defense can't keep up. Like it's the NFL, people are going to score. But it was just crazy to see Geno like put up that many
Being able
points.
to sling it like that. Yeah.
So shout out to him, but Dallas found a way. Good teams find a way,
Mm-hmm.
So
do you think Seattle has the capability to beat Philadelphia?
After watching that game last night?
After watching that game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they get them at home, right?
They get them in Seattle.
At Monday night, right?
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. All right, dude, go ahead, do your thing about the Cowboys.
You were right. I was extraordinarily nervous throughout that entire game, only because what seemed to like the defense the last year and a half has been the backbone of this team. They were getting torched, and I think that there was some great scheming. I think it's one of those
getting choked up already just thinking about it.
One of the few games that we've talked about in the past. Dan Quinn got outcoached a little bit there in that first half. The defense did turn it around, and when it mattered in crunch time, the defense made 3 stops in a row, 3 drives.
They won the game at the end.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at DeMarcus Lawrence jumping that gap, starting out wide, then pinching in on that 4th down run, Jordan Lewis making a huge stop on a 4th down play, and then Micah Parsons there at the end. That's what I expect out of a good defense. You get torched. It is what it is. You go to the halftime and you make your adjustments and you improve, and that's what they did. That 4th quarter, they were pretty much locked down that entire 4th quarter. As far as Deron Bland goes, it's going to happen, dude. I mean, and we saw it a couple years ago with Trayvon when he had like 11 interceptions. He gave up like almost 1,000 yards
because of how aggressive
the way he plays.
Yeah.
And then I mean, Deron came in like he rebounded, right? Like he ended up getting a pick. He jumped the route against Tyler Lockett and he got that pick. It's just that's the bullet that you live with, right? If you're gonna make those aggressive moves, kind of like Josh Allen, right? He's being aggressive, so you live and die by it. Offensively, is probably one of Dak's best games of his entire career that I can remember. Because when we needed Dak, we got Dak, and to see him run for a touchdown, it was called back because of holding. But then to see him, like you guys saw him flex on that safety over there near the end zone. The turning point for me.
Yeah, that. Or no, I'm thinking about the wrong one. I think there was one where it was your guys' tight end.
Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, and then he's just
Jamal
like
Adams.
marching over Jamal Adams. Like, how in what world is that not a flag? Like that's taunting in his face.
Well, no, okay. So first of all, it should have been illegal contact. Like he was coming down, and that safety comes downhill and just nails him in the head, shoulder to the head. I mean, it wasn't helmet to helmet, but you can't go to the head or neck area. It was missed call, not a big deal. He got up. I'm not gonna cry about it. But he gets up and he just points. But the corner like walks into him, and then he walks away, and then Jamal Adams like comes towards him, and then Jamal Adams comes face mask to face mask.
He keeps walking like towards him and still keeps doing it. Like I mean, any other game that would have been a flag.
No, you're thinking of the corner.
No, Ferguson, the tight end.
No, yeah. So when he gets up, he's walking forward. That's not Jamal Adams in his face.
Oh, okay. Oh,
he walks away. Jamal Adams comes to him. Yeah. And they get kind of face to face, and then he gets the touchdown on Jamal Adams on the wheel route to end the game.
Jamal Adams is awful.
It was so bad.
He's awful.
It was so bad.
And he's been doing that the entire time since he's gotten into Seattle. It's just like, I think that's
he's
gotta
not
be,
the Jets Jamal Adams.
Oh, hell no. Well, I mean, Jamal Adams, even when he was on the Jets, they were always just sending him on the blitz and just coming out. I mean,
that's what they call him on social media, old blitz boy.
Yeah, dude.
What's his Twitter handle? Isn't it?
Isn't that what it is?
I thought it was Blitz something.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Anyways, he's awful in coverage. He might as well play linebacker if he's going to be playing like that.
But I see a lot of confidence in this team. I mean, when Ferguson is over there hurdling guys, CeeDee Lamb's over there making great catches, the offense just seems to be clicking.
Okay, let's get to the main question. Is Dak capable of winning MVP?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, a part of me is thinking about the typical Dak in the back of my mind, right? The persona that we all have, that he folds under pressure, he can't win the big game, and that'll probably be there until if he gets an NFC Championship or he wins the Super Bowl. It'll always kind of be in the back of my mind. But I've kind of thought that like this entire season, and it seems like from game 1 to game 12, he's gotten better. Like each and every game, he had the one hiccup against the Niners, and that was really it. And since that Niner game, it's like every game since then has gotten better.
He's been playing a lot better than he played last year. Mm-hmm. Last year he was kind of horrendous at times.
I think Nick Wright made a really good point. If you just removed you had all of Dak's stats, his record, what he's done this season offensively, and you remove his name and you put Josh Allen on there, he's probably the number one candidate on everyone's board. And I thought about that for a while, and I was like 28 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, 9-3, number 1 QBR in the NFL, number 2 in passer rating. Like, yeah, if that's Josh Allen, he's probably the number 1 favorite.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I would put it up there. I mean, but
because you talked about it last week.
It's also if his team was performing the way Dak's team is performing, then it would be different.
So no, that's right? What I'm saying. If he was on, if you just changed the names, and you just read
Josh Allen
and Josh Allen
on the Cowboys
on statistics, all the stats that Dak has, yes,
yeah.
You talked about it really well last
agree,
week. It's Dak has so much slander based on like his past, his inability to win the big game, and the fact that he's the Cowboys quarterback. He has to overcome way more. It seems like on everything that I've listened to is when people talk about Dak being a potential MVP, so many people revert to the fact that he only has 2 playoff wins. It's like, what does that have to do with what he's doing this season?
This year? Yeah,
what does what he did last year in the playoffs with the Niners have to do with what he's doing now?
Are you still along the lines where you said the last couple weeks, whoever is the 1 seed is probably going to win the MVP?
I said whoever wins the NFC East, not the 1 seed.
Well, now with what Brock Purdy did, now you have to throw his name.
Dude, Brock Purdy's not the best. He's not even the best offensive weapon on his team. I think the Niners had the best offense in the NFL. I think Brock Purdy has such great weapons. They're winning games for him.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, I don't think necessarily that teams are winning games for Brock Purdy. He's part of it.
Players are winning.
He's part of it. The team are winning the team is winning games. Okay, they're a good team.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy knows how to get the ball to the weapons, right? Yeah. Because I mean, Jimmy G was with this exact same roster. Maybe, last year he had Christian McCaffrey. The years before, you just take away Christian McCaffrey. This offense isn't moving the same way with Jimmy, right? So that's the thing. So it's not like they're winning in spite of Purdy. They're winning with Purdy, not because of Purdy.
I agree. I'm not saying that he's bad or mediocre. So I'm just saying I think that he is not the backbone of that team.
The thing is with the NFL, especially the past few years, is like we've always gone to the best team, whoever their quarterback is, that's who's getting the MVP votes, right?
Yeah.
I want to see Tyreek win MVP, man. If he goes and he does what he does the rest of the year, averages over 100 yards like he has been, gets to 2,000 yards, I think he should win MVP.
I think if he breaks it, he should get talked about it more. But this is specifically a quarterback award,
and I think that's horseshit.
Yeah, but
who was the last non-quarterback to win the award? It was Adrian Peterson, right?
Yeah, what, like 10, 15 years ago?
I mean, we could.
So are we just talking about the 2,000 yard mark, or are we talking about the record? Beating Megatron was like 2,300 yards, right?
No, his record is only 19.
It's because
Tyreek. No one's ever broken
two. Yeah, Tyreek would break the record for receiving yardage.
Okay,
right, and
he's got to average like 130 more yards, right?
Yeah, he's at 14 something right
and
now.
It also
he's like 500 and something.
And it also depends. It also depends on how Miami's rest of the schedule plays out, and if they're able to win out. If Miami's able to sneak its way back up into getting that number 1 seed,
they are. They only got to win 4 out of the 5.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Seed. And if they take that number 1 seed, I think you can make a case that Tyreek should be MVP.
I think he's up there. I think after this week, Jalen Hurts has to drop down to at least 3.
And
I think Patrick Mahomes is out of the top 5.
So then,
or at least number 5.
Would the top 5 be, or the top 4 be, Dak, Jalen, Brock, and Tyreek?
Yeah, I agree.
And I think Mahomes is 5.
Yeah.
Mahomes over McCaffrey or McCaffrey over Mahomes?
That's another tough one.
Mahomes,
and that's the thing too is, if McCaffrey was putting the load on like every single game,
he's really not though.
But he's not. Like he's scoring.
He
touchdowns.
Started off hot this year, but because they have so many weapons, I think it's taken away from.
Yeah, he's scoring touchdowns, but then
like
you see like
the last 2 weeks.
Debo, what he did the last couple of weeks.
Ayuk when Debo was hurt.
Ayuk, Kittle, what he did against the Cowboys too. Like it's just so they have so many weapons that you can't just pick one of them.
That's kind of like Manchester City, when they won Champions League a few years ago, there's so many qualified players. Madrid from 3 years ago, there's so many really good players. It's hard to pinpoint, man, without that guy right there, we wouldn't win.
It's a team sport for sure. I mean, and then honestly, you can even make the argument that the Niners don't move the way they move without Trent Williams. Because the 3 games we played without Trent Williams, we lost, and our offense did not look the same. And now with Trent, dude, running right behind him, it's a whole different story now with the Niners.
Well, let's get into that Niners game then, right?
Yeah, let's get into I mean, that was, the game of the year, the game of the season, the quote-unquote heavyweight title fight, revenge. It was like Ali Frazier too or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it started off like it was going to be a waxing, and it ended up being a waxing just the other way we thought it was going to be.
When that game started, I thought, man. Again, I was extremely torn. I wanted the Niners to win, and I want you guys to like barely win. I kind of wanted a couple of injuries. Like I wanted it to be a little interesting.
Geez.
Not really, but like even when you guys were blowing out the Eagles, I still wasn't happy about it.
Why not? Because
yes, we benefit. The Cowboys benefit out of that, but I'm still watching the Niners.
Like, I know what that feels like.
Yes, I was still like, damn. The Niners are winning still.
I've been there.
But
I'm usually taking that clapping.
In my opinion, what I saw in that game, the Niners proved to me exactly what I thought the Eagles were. I think the way the Eagles played, I think is the same way they played all year. Except they had a few less calls go their way and a few lucky breaks not go their way. And they just get waxed.
They've had some tight games because even against the Chiefs, they came from behind to win. The Bills they came from behind to win.
Beat the Commanders by 7. Beat the Cowboys by 4.
They lost to the Jets. Right.
So
I get what you're saying.
I think, were the best team to go out there and expose the Eagles. And a lot of people so far are saying, "Are you concerned about the Eagles?" No, not really. But I would be if I was an Eagles fan.
I would be a little bit concerned.
I would be a little bit concerned because on all aspects of the ball, nothing went well for them.
When your quote unquote MVP candidate can't put the team on his back and do anything.
No,
Yeah.
He didn't. Jalen Hurts didn't play well. The offensive line didn't play well.
They couldn't run the ball.
The defensive line couldn't do shit.
Yeah, it was pretty
I
bad.
mean, you guys, the Niners did everything after the first quarter. They did everything that they wanted,
Right.
absolutely everything. It was like the Eagles didn't even show up to play.
Even some of those
quarters 2,
even
3,
some
and 4.
of those some of those screens. Like that's the thing is like when you have two heavyweight teams like this, and when the score is this wide of a margin, you didn't just get outplayed. You got outcoached. You got out-schemed. You got out-gamed.
I think for me, the part about watching that game was the amount of physicality that
that the Niners brought.
That they just whether it was special teams, whether it was offense, defense, it didn't matter.
That's been the Niners for
like they just
years
brought
now.
the physic. Like
Yeah.
And Philly's known as a physical team, but there was a whole nother level of physicality from San Francisco. That
when the Eagles are used to being the bullies, and then they get bullied.
They got bullied.
You can tell it meant way more to the Niners than it did to the Eagles.
Because of all the talking. Because especially after last year, you see
Right.
Debo and a couple other guys. You bickering back
even
and
before
forth.
the game, they're getting getting into it in the warm ups. Yeah.
So it's like the fact that they came into Philly, beat you down in your own stadium,
right.
kind of just like puts the statement.
This is, I mean, that's kind of like the pinnacle of what you would think a football team would be. Just hard nosed, just in your face. They don't give a shit about anything or anybody, and they talk their shit and then they back it up. Dude, that's what you would picture a football team being, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but like the fact that San Francisco went on 6 straight touchdown drives in a row.
Oh, that was nasty
Like,
too.
They couldn't
And
be stopped.
And that's what I mean. Like
everything was working.
When you see a score like this, it's usually because it's a turnovers or
Zero turnovers the entire game.
No turnovers. You just waxed them. You made them punt. And then you score it off.
down,
And
drive,
and they were
drive,
long
score.
drives too. Yeah. And then with, like we said, it was different weapons. Yeah, there was the 2 big touchdowns that Debo had. But then other than that, they're just dinking, dunking, and just out physicaling them, man. It was. I wasn't expecting that.
I was expecting a Niners win, but I wasn't expecting the
Not
blowout.
this bad. Yeah.
The blowout. I mean, the Eagles scored 19, but they scored a touchdown with like 5 minutes left in the game in garbage time, right?
Yeah.
Like the touchdown to Smith.
I mean, there was. I mean, it wasn't a waxing.
It wasn't close.
It wasn't a waxing, but there was. I think it was like in the second quarter. I think when Jalen scored off that tush push, right, and I think it made it to like a 1-score game, and then the Niners scored right before halftime, and then the Niners scored again right after halftime, getting the ball back, and then by then it was over, yeah. And once you start pulling away, but then it's still the Eagles, right? It's still a big team because I did the same thing with the Cowboys. Like, yeah. We're starting to pull away, but this team could turn it on at any moment, right?
Don't let up.
They did it. They never did.
Since we're still talking about this game, anything else you want to add?
I mean, that was it. It was
okay. Do you guys have any problems with Jalen Hurts going back into the game after he went into concussion protocol?
No.
Even after the game's clearly over. For what reason is he going back out there?
I mean, I know a lot of people are giving them slack for leaving their starters in or whatever, but I like his answers. Just like, you go down swinging, right? What do you guys think?
So instead of losing 42-12 or 11, they lost 42-19.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, what did they gain out of that?
Yeah, you don't gain anything, but I mean, you also. It was such a weird game for them because you're at home.
The fans were gone by then. Jalen Hurts is still out there.
Highly anticipated matchup. Your freaking security guard or head of security guard gets ejected from the game. Whatever. I feel like everybody's just making a big fucking deal about that.
It's honestly bullshit.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, it was some weird stuff, and then it was such a personal game, and then for them to like just wax you like that, and then you're just like, okay, I'm gonna wave the white flag. But it's not their personality.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think if Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt, I understand that. But the dude went into the locker room to get tested for concussion.
He went through the whole
thing. He went beyond the blue tent.
Yeah.
Let's take you to the locker room.
That's true.
If I'm at that point, you know what? It's not worth having my superstar MVP candidate out there anymore.
True.
If our aspirations are to win a Super Bowl.
That's true. And then that's that was my next question. Do the Eagles still take the number 1 seed? Or is that looking a little flimsy
Well,
now?
as of right now, they still have the number one seed.
They still have the number one seed.
The Niners, I think, will end up with the number one seed because I think the Eagles are on a downslide right now.
Do they even win the division?
We'll find out Sunday.
We'll
That's
find
gonna
out
be a
Sunday.
big one,
I mean,
right?
it's one step at a time because the Cowboys need to beat the Eagles, and then the Seahawks probably need to beat the Eagles.
And then that's the thing is that they go to Seattle, but then they go Giants, Cardinals, Giants.
Yes. So, yeah. The if they do end with 3 ties, they have the division is still tied, and then it goes to the conference, like you said, OC. And because the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals and the Eagles lost to the Jets, the Eagles move on as the ones.
Cowboys
they have
definitely
one less NFC loss.
Yes,
and
which
Cowboys
is quite funny if you ask me, because what's more embarrassing right now, losing to the Cardinals or losing to the Jets? I think it's losing to the Jets.
right now, yes. But then you also look at the Cowboys schedule. It's not like they have an easy schedule. I mean, theirs is tough because you go Philadelphia, Buffalo, Dolphins, Lions, Commanders. It's a tougher schedule.
Those are 4 big games in a row.
It's
huge.
probably the
They're
toughest
huge.
ending in the NFL, schedule
Yeah,
wise.
I would say so.
I mean,
if Dak can win 3 out of those 4, I think he's probably the front runner.
I'm thinking,
and take the lead in the division.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. If you
could
go,
beat
But
Philly,
I
you
if
could
you
beat
beat
Buffalo,
Philly, you beat Buffalo and Miami.
Miami, or the Lions, whichever one.
I don't think it's and or. I think it's or. I don't think it's or. It's and, because
He has to win all of them.
You want all
the
4 of
Cowboys
them?
have to win out. Cowboys can't lose another game because then they won't win the division.
That's true. 'Cause
Unless Philly
you
slips.
can't let up against.
No, but even
with
if,
Philly.
but I mean, you would need Philly to lose 3 games the next 4.
because they only had
Yes.
Because even the Niners
They
have
had
a
2
tough.
losses, huh?
Even the Niners
Yes.
have a tougher schedule than the Eagles coming up because then it's
You guys
Seattle, Cardinals, Ravens on Christmas Day, Commanders, and the Rams.
What time is that Niner Raven game?
It's a Monday night game.
It's a Monday night.
On Christmas night.
Christmas night game. It's a primetime game,
Oh.
5 o'clock.
It's gonna
As-
be interesting. Christmas at my father-in-law's.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
is
he-
that where you're gonna be at?
Yeah.
As much as we talk about like the schedule makers and shitty games, they did put some massive games in December together.
It was pretty cool, yeah, to deliver, especially when like there's no other football on.
Yeah,
and,
so
those
like
are the
now
ones
you
can
get
watch,
we got San Francisco.
We did
Philly.
get one good primetime game
This
last
is
week.
this
Yeah.
is another one I might go to in person.
Yeah,
for
Ravens,
and Christmas Day.
Niners.
Yeah.
You got Lions and Cowboys, Dolphins and Cowboys. You got even Buffalo and Dallas. That's huge because
That's a
Buffalo,
big one.
Buffalo has
Yeah.
to win out.
Mm-hmm. That's another one.
Yeah, so-
Buffalo has to win out just to even make the playoffs.
And then this Sunday, not only do we get Eagles Cowboys, we have Bills Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We do. Any other big storylines you guys want to get into before we start talking about next week? or-
Mahomes kind of on like downward trend.
No,
here.
why not?
I think it's
slipping up.
I think it's less Mahomes. I don't think he's playing.
Or should we give
bad.
should we give props to Jordan Love? You know, he
I say
balled out.
Jordan Love playing pretty good.
I say part of it. Give some love to Jordan Love. Yeah, give him some props. And then in Lambeau too, to win like that against the Chiefs. That was a big time win. But I think my biggest worry is that the Chiefs offense don't have any weapons. I mean, Pacheco's a decent enough running back. I mean, you outside of that, I mean, Travis, I feel starting to kind of show his age a
You
little
know,
bit.
I've had Travis about the last like 15 years in fantasy.
15 years.
Well, maybe like probably last 5 at
It's
least.
not half of your life.
And usually like he's like leading, right? He's like top 5 in
He's
targets,
always been
catches.
like that.
And
yeah.
this year it's
even
been-
before Mahomes.
Yeah, this year is just like a drop off. Like, and you see him too, the way he's like
It's
after
because
the
he's,
run.
It's because he's number 1.
Yeah, well, but catch after the run, like he's just falling down. He's not running through people anymore.
He's not.
You see him hobbling now.
He's thinking about Taylor Swift's upcoming concert. He's got to be on stage. Don't hurt yourself.
I might cut this out, but like he's probably like his same thinking. He's like, I gotta conserve my energy.
Taylor Swift's here tonight.
yeah,
I'd probably conserve my energy for that too.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what they do because they have the Bills on Sunday, and both teams, I guess you can say, are in a win now situation where Buffalo has to win out to catch Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I
because
mean,
Miami has the Titans on Monday night, and then the Jets next week.
Mm-hmm.
If they win those 2 games and the Bills lose either one of the next 2 weeks, Miami can pretty much close out the division.
Win the division.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which is wild to say before they even play on week 18.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs, man, it's just. You go to their schedule too, because they lost against the Packers, the Bills game coming up, Patriots, Raiders, Bengals, Chargers. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're easy wins, but I mean, you look at a lot of their games, dude. They've been scraping by. They lost to the Broncos.
It's not their impressive
just
wins.
beat Miami. Yeah. I mean, they're not winning. It's just like the Eagles. They're not winning games like you would expect them to.
Patrick Mahomes is missing Tyreek Hill way more than Tyreek Hill is missing Patrick Mahomes. And it's clear.
And I think you got to take that into consideration when you start voting for MVP. It's just like Tyreek has been able to prove himself on 2 different teams.
Real quick on the Dolphins win on Sunday, there was a play where everyone on media outlets thought that Tyreek or Tua had thrown the ball up, and Tua just made a wrong read, and Tyreek was turning
that he ran
one way and then turned the other way. Well, he came out yesterday and said, "No, I ran the wrong route. Tua threw it right where I was supposed to be. I ran the wrong route."
That he threw him
open. How
open.
fast of an athlete do you have to be to completely be running full speed one direction, turning inside, and then he's flipped his hips, turned his head the other way, and still caught it in stride.
Went full cornerback mode.
Had Tyreek been like a soccer player, he would have been the greatest athlete of the world. He would have been the greatest athlete of all time.
Patrick,
ridiculous.
we've said it before, right? With Patrick Mahomes, fuck it, Tyreek's down there somewhere, just chuck it
Yeah.
up. Tua's experiencing that.
But just because it's such a team-focused sport and such a quarterback-focused sport,
Tua
how is he not the greatest athlete of all time?
He's up there. Tua's a spot thrower though. If you guys
like the timing and everything.
Yeah, he's throwing the spots.
So he's not necessarily reading routes. He's predetermined at the line.
He's looking at the coverages. And
he
then
knows
he's like, okay, this
he
is
knows the
open,
offense
boom.
so well now in his second year. That he's throwing the windows.
It's the same. It's the same as Brock Purdy.
Yes,
he does the exact same thing.
The McDaniel and the Shanahan
the same system, and then that's why they get caught sometimes with some of those picks where they're like, because he was supposed to be here, but he ran the wrong route.
Yeah, or defensive players study and know where the windows are.
Right.
So Trevor Lawrence almost
sprained ankle.
That looked a lot worse than what it was.
Pretty bad.
I think they're downplaying it because they're in the title hunt.
I think so.
It didn't look good.
They would have taken the number 1 spot if they would have won.
I know, that's why I was rooting for the Bengals last night. Shout out to Jake
Brownie, dude.
I think that was
MVP candidate Jake Brownie. Might as well fucking throw his name in there.
Marcus Mariota too. He's 1 for 1 on the tush push.
The tush push.
I saw it and it looked bad. And then, can we just talk about the fact that this dude had to fucking walk all the way to the locker room? This is your franchise quarterback. Give him a fucking ride to the locker room.
The only thing I could think about is maybe he waved them off, said, "No, I'm tough enough. I want the cameras to see me."
Fuck that, dude. Hop on the cart.
It reminds me of the scene of Semi-Pro where they're like, he gets knocked out. Oh, grab the stretcher. Oh, we don't have a stretcher. Jackie sold it.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. That's why I sent that picture today of him walking down the streets on his way to get an MRI. Oh man, that's tough.
Well, it's like the same one where we watched, or I forgot what it was, but you guys sent me a picture of the Bengals having to cross the street to go to their practice field. And I was like, you guys think they have to wait for the light?
I think they have a security guard there.
That has so much implications because now if you would have won, you would have had a 2-game lead over your division.
Yeah.
Now you have a 1-game lead. Your starting quarterback is out.
And the
Colts and Texans are right there.
Yeah, the Colts have won 3 in a row or 4 in a row. Something.
Gardner Minshew is fucking slinging
He's slinging it.
I think Gardner Minshew wants nothing more than to beat out the Jags right now.
That would be honestly pretty sweet. Because let's look at the Jags the rest of the schedule because they
got some massive.
They
games.
got the Browns, the Ravens, Bucks.
That Ravens game's on
Panthers,
Sunday
Titans.
night.
Yeah. Lamar on prime time.
So the AFC
against CJ
Beathard. Yeah.
The AFC has some massive seeding implications because you got Ravens and Jags in a couple weeks, right? On Sunday night, and then you got Ravens and Dolphins week 17.
That's
Ravens and Niners.
And Ravens and Niners.
Dude, Ravens got a tough ending.
Ravens have a tough schedule.
They got the Rams this week.
So let me put this out there. If Lamar goes on a run here, right, hypothetically, wins out, gets the 1 seed, could he throw his name back in?
He's got to be MVP.
Right? With no Mark Andrews?
He's got to. That's the thing too, is like I feel like
whoever goes on a run in December is
the media really doesn't cover the Ravens enough.
I think all the top candidates have a lot going on in December. I think, and it's in every candidate's hand to lose the MVP. Dak Prescott, if Dak Prescott goes undefeated, he's by far the number one. Yeah. The number one. But if Jalen Hurts can figure it out, beat Dallas next week, and then go to Seattle and win, Jalen Hurts is back up there. If Brock Purdy can beat the Ravens on Christmas Day, Brock Purdy's up there. If Patrick Mahomes can win out and somehow make a run at the 1 seed, Patrick Mahomes is back. I think this December has so much.
You can even throw Josh Allen in there. If Josh Allen win out, and then he's
what
now.
What everyone's top 5, we talked about it earlier. Our top 5 can be completely different in 3 weeks from now.
Yeah. But they're all very much capable from this point on.
I feel like this is a year where, like, compared to other years where, like, everybody, like, the top 5 candidates, even 6, 7, like, all have a shot at MVP. Like, everybody's, like, in the mix. As to where the last couple of years, it's usually Allen, Burrow, and Mahomes. That's it.
It's like in the office when they're interviewing managers.
They're
like, it could be anybody at this fucking point.
I think what's a little bit different is some people can knock each other out. Well, I guess a lot of people can knock each other out, right?
So maybe that Ravens Niners game could be one where somebody knocks each other out.
Well, I think if Brock. He has another 4 touchdown game.
I think
that's a matchup.
That's going to knock one of the quarterbacks out of MVP candidacy.
I mean, and then you still have Mahomes and Allen matching up against each other this week.
I think the winner of that game is going to knock the other out of the playoff.
Miami's going to benefit either way from the loser of that game. Because if Kansas City loses, Miami now because Miami has to beat them outright, like have a better record because they lost head-to-head.
Right.
But if the Bills lose, helps Miami. If the Chiefs lose, helps Miami.
It's that Godzilla meme. Like, let them fight.
Massive injuries. Tank Dell, broken fibula.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Did I see something like someone was like throwing his elbow on his ankle or something like that?
Well, it was kind of a goal line situation. They ran the ball in and he got rolled up on. But I did hear something about like the angle of because he was like behind one of the tight ends.
He like the guy that had him by the ankles, like when he was like getting twisted up. But when he was getting up, he was blocking on the play though. He like put his like arm on his and was like forcing like pushing himself up that way.
I mean,
instead of like granted, I watched it for like 3 seconds and I was like, I don't care. I found out today that Tank Dell got hurt. You have Tank Dell, don't you?
No.
Oh.
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins
went off. Yeah, and that's another one we can throw in. What if C.J. Stroud goes? He has.
No, I don't think they'll give it.
That's not enough.
I think C.J. Stroud was fun to talk to. He's by far the rookie of the year.
Yeah,
by
rookie
far.
of the year.
Yeah.
But I mean, people that have put him inside the top 5, I like, come on, you're just trying to make.
If he was to be competing for like the 1 seed, then probably I'd say yes. But
but
he's
still 7-5.
7-5.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryan's probably. Coach of the year, yeah.
I mean, he can still win the division. They're only a game back.
Well, no, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying for the 1 seed.
For the 1 seed,
Okay, yeah.
I think
Which
D'Amico
can still happen.
I think D'Amico Ryans is the front runner for Coach of the Year. I think if Mike McCarthy can find a way to win the division, I think he could be up there.
Okay, so
because he's a play caller.
I read the report this week, and I wanted to bring it up to you on here that said if the Cowboys don't make a deep run this year, they could look to move off of McCarthy and hire Dan Quinn as a head coach. How do you feel about that?
So what's a deep run? Like NFC Championship?
At least NFC title game.
It honestly depends on Dak's play. Because those two are very much like 2010 Aaron Rodgers, 2011 Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy. They are on the same wavelength right now.
You could also make the argument that Aaron Rodgers kind of carried Mike McCarthy there a little bit. Right, because even the year they won the Super Bowl, they had the number 1 defense, and it was their defense that won in the Super Bowl.
I see what you're saying, but when Aaron Rodgers was prime, I mean, it looked really good, and Mike McCarthy was the play caller, and right now, Dak's having the best season of his career offensively, and Mike McCarthy's the play caller. Yeah. So I think the two are vibing. You know, when we lost Kellen Moore last year,
there's a connection there.
When we lost Kellen Moore last year, it was almost like man, losing Kellen Moore, it's going to do damages because look at how Dak had improved from 2021 to 2022.
But he kind of regressed last year a little bit, Dak.
Well, he threw a lot more interceptions last year. But I wouldn't call it regressing. The statistically, they did improve from 21 to 22 offensively. They scored more points per game. And the start of this year, I think we talked about it, and I said if the Cowboys don't do something, I want McCarthy out. And I think that's just the transition from Kellen Moore to Mike McCarthy. Would I be surprised? No, because I think this is the best Cowboys team we've had in a long time. And if you can't win with the best team now, before we got to start paying people, and we're going to end up losing people because we got to pay people, they're probably going to move on.
Yeah, looks that way.
Micah and Myles Garrett are neck and neck for Defensive Player of the Year right now.
I would give it to Myles Garrett by a little bit now.
If he can carry that defense to the playoffs,
if it were to end today, I would go Myles Garrett.
The tough thing about Micah Parsons is I think he is good enough to win Defensive Player of the Year. He draws so much attention from opposing teams. The amount of times he gets doubled or tripled now, it's almost like let anyone else but Micah Parsons win. And you can, he went from getting at least 1 sack a game, 1.5 sacks a game now to like a half a sack, or just leads the league in pressures. Like he's always in the quarterback's face, but he can't get there in time because he's double teamed, triple teamed. So, but production wise, that makes me believe that Myles Garrett has a better chance of getting it than Micah Parsons.
So you would say the Browns or God damn it, Myles Garrett has a better supporting cast than Micah Parsons, because you can't necessarily double team. Myles Garrett all the time because then you have all these other weapons.
I think so,
right?
And I think people are. Geno Smith did a really good job. The Cowboys didn't sack Geno Smith one time. He got sacked like 6 times against the Niners.
Yeah.
He got the ball out quick. Mm-hmm. And with the Cowboys, is their whole thing is we get to the quarterback, which means our corners can play aggressive, and that they kind of go hand in hand.
Right.
With Geno getting the ball out so quick, our corners can't play as aggressive, and now it just changed the whole thing a lot. And I think a lot of quarterbacks have kind of figured that out is how do you beat Dallas defense is you don't let them get to the quarterback. You got to just start throwing, 3-yard slants and just kind of do this Brock Purdy thing where I'm not throwing the ball deep downfield all the time. I just got to get rid of the ball.
Just make the one read and
just
let it rip.
Yes, let it go.
Yeah.
So I think things are in Myles Garrett's favor over Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I agree.
Real quick, Shaquille Leonard
to the Eagles.
I mean, doesn't move the needle.
He was a great linebacker in his prime. He's a ball getter. He would always punch the ball out. Great leader. But there's also a reason why teams are kind of willing to let him go now.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and Dominican Sue waiting to sign with the contender. Zach Ertz waiting
like
to sign
going back to the Eagles.
Every year.
Going back to the Eagles. Both of them going back to the Eagles. Come on.
These guys are aging out. I don't think he's going to walk in and then just be the saving grace for that defense. That defense has some problems, obviously.
I think the big one for the Eagles is Zach Ertz. Is he going to be any good? We don't know, but we do know that Jalen Hurts relied a lot on Dallas Goedert, and Dallas Goedert's been hurt. So
he had a broken wrist or what was it?
So he hasn't been playing for a while now.
It's been like 3 weeks or 2 weeks.
I think
2 weeks.
I think that'll be a bigger pickup for the Eagles. Shaq Leonard, I wanted Shaq Leonard only because we have very minimal depth at linebacker. Are we better with him? Maybe a little bit. Are we worse without him? No.
He's not going anywhere to make the team worse. No.
So we want to get into this week's games then?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Let's break it down.
Doozy of a game on Thursday.
We get to
Guess who's not watching Thursday night?
We get to watch Zappy versus Trubisky, man. I don't know who's going to win, but all I know is that America loses.
Another 6-0. Here we go.
And that's another one. The Chargers too just escaped by the Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots are actively trying to lose.
I think they said that's
the one thing I will give them is pouring rain. That's tough. It was tough game to play in.
They said that was only the third time since I think 2000 or the last 25 years that somebody has won with 2 field goals.
When was the last time Bill Belichick got shut out at home?
Well,
I feel like it's happened.
What's happened
this year? The Saints shut him out.
Didn't it happen? Yeah, the Saints shut him out.
Was it last year? Right?
Didn't it happen against the Cowboys, or they gave up a field goal? Because I'm pretty sure against the
No,
Cowboys.
he
it was
means at home.
at home.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
it
but
happened against New Orleans, I think.
I know you're not gonna watch, but who you picking?
Steelers, because I got their defense in one of my leagues.
Okay.
I'm going Steelers, dude.
Program jinx. Let's go.
Well, we haven't really jinxed. We jinxed the Lions.
I mean, true
Yeah,
on
business.
Thanksgiving.
We jinxed the Jaguars on Monday night.
Oh, we did. Well,
Oh, wait, no. Did you take the Bengals?
No, I think we
I
took
think-
the.
I think I took the Jags.
We all swept the
I
Jaguars.
also didn't think the quarterback number 10 was going to go down.
We all.
I didn't think Jake
Dude.
Browning was going to come in here and just fucking start slinging it
You
like he
didn't
did
think
in
he
his
was
high
gonna
school
go
days.
32 of 37?
Dude, you see that?
Did you see?
Are the Bengals going to make the playoffs with Jake
No.
Browning?
If Browning keeps doing
If
that
he keeps
every
doing
week,
that? No, I don't think he will though.
Did we
Next
jinx
week.
the Chiefs last week?
Against the Packers?
Did someone pick the Packers?
No, I picked the Chiefs.
Oh, we picked the Chiefs.
Damn.
I think the D.O.G. sweep
Hey,
strikes again.
Hey, we
dude.
almost.
Wait, did we all pick the Cowboys?
I think we did.
I picked. Well, obviously,
I picked the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Did
Yeah.
you?
I picked.
You didn't pick the
Cowboys.
Seahawks? I thought you
No,
picked.
I picked
No,
the Cowboys.
because you're rooting for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I need to go back and double check all
We
these.
gotta go. We gotta.
You don't even
watch
watch.
it.
You don't even watch our stuff, dude. I'm
Yes,
over.
I do.
Nah, dog.
Just skip to the end.
Why do I want to watch it when I don't bring a mic?
I'll bookmark it for you.
All
So
right,
when
all
we're
right.
there, and it's gonna be somewhere completely different.
So then we're all in the Steelers.
Yeah.
It looks that way, dude. They were
Sunday. Well, let's pick some big games. We got 2 big games on Sunday. We got Bills Chiefs. We'll start with that one.
all okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Ooh.
A little hesitant because honestly I think it's a coin toss, but I don't know. I'll take.
Give me the
one
home
on
team, yeah.
1-on-1. I'll take Mahomes over.
I'm gonna take the Bills, man. I think the Bills
Okay, Chiefs win.
coming off a bye. They're coming in, dude. They're gonna go ahead and maybe who knows? I mean, that defense hasn't been playing all that great.
Eagles, Cowboys.
Cowboys have won 13 straight at home. The offense is clicking. I think the Eagles got the tail between their leg. That's my non-biased argument. So I'd go Cowboys.
I think it's going to be a bounce back game for the Eagles. I think it's because I've taken your advice sometimes. When a team does really bad one week, they always overperform the next week. So I think this is going to be, and then it's a big rivalry game. This game means more for the Eagles than it meant for them the Niner game, right? Because this one I feel like
did it though?
This one's a direct rivalry. This one's for the division, right?
Mm-hmm.
And more than likely the number 1 seed in the conference, given whatever the Niners end up doing. But I think I'm going to go Eagles.
It's going to be amazing how many views that this game gets.
I think I'm going to go Cowboys just because I don't think Jalen Hurts is playing that well right now.
Yeah.
He's not.
And
not.
if he's not at 100%,
he hasn't been playing well all season.
Micah Parsons is going to feast. And that D-line, DeMarcus
He's not going to be
Lawrence.
able to feast. You want to know why? Because Lane Johnson fucking false starts every goddamn play.
Well, then DeMarcus Lawrence is going to take advantage of his matchup.
Yeah.
Or Sam Williams.
Yeah.
Or Osa Digizua.
There you go. The inside guys, that D-line. Everybody else except Micah is going to eat.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. And I think Micah's perfectly fine with that.
Who's Sunday night this week?
That is a Sunday night game.
That is.
That's the Sunday night
We
game?
got
Sunday night
2
game.
Monday night games.
We got 2 Monday night games.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
The one that everyone's going to be watching is Packers and Giants.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, watch Jordan Love win 2 impressive games and then go to New York and lose to DeVito.
No, that's not. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Is there a big
can't.
10 o'clock game or no on
That's
Sunday?
what I was looking
Jags,
for.
Browns.
2 backup quarterbacks.
I mean,
Maybe-
but,
So the 1 o'clock
but-
game is the Bills Chiefs. Okay.
well, the Seahawks Niners is also pretty big.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one. But I think the Bills and Chiefs one, that one's probably a little bit bigger.
Panthers Saints kind of big for the Saints.
That division is
Oh,
terrible.
actually, I take it back.
The Banduksa division.
Bucks Falcons.
Oh my god,
That's a big
Division
one.
is terrible.
NFC South, dude.
But I mean,
I
it is
would-
big for them.
I would say the bigger one is the Colts and the Bengals,
Oh,
and see what Minshew can do.
a Browning
Jake
versus
Browning
Minshew Bowl. Let's go.
That one.
boring.
All right.
You got Lions Bears. That's a good one.
Yeah. Monday night.
Ooh. Yeah, Packers Giants. Let's go. Let's pick that
I mean,
one.
DeVito.
Oh, you're taking
You're
the
gonna go
Giants?
DeVito?
Because I think Jordan Love is going to do something stupid and just lose this game.
I feel like the Packers are hot.
Yeah, they're hot.
They
I
won,
need the Giants to
they
get
won,
hot right
Give me
now.
the Packers.
They won 4 out of their last 5. I'm gonna go the Packers.
I need what's his face is like 11-1 in December. Who's the head coach? LaFleur?
No, he's 16-0 in December.
16-0?
Yes.
Oh, maybe Mike McCarthy is 11-1.
Yes.
I know both of them are very good.
They were going over
in
the
December.
stat today how Matt LaFleur in December, and then someone brought up, they go, "What's his record in January, bro?"
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I just need the Giants to start to get hot right now, so I want to pick the Giants.
Why do you need the Giants to start to get hot?
Because he wants them
Because
to
I want them to be hot
Eagles?
by the Eagles.
I think they're going to be as cold as they can be.
You saboteur.
Yeah.
No, dude, they're
Saboteur.
playing at MetLife, dude. Jordan Love could get hurt.
Oh,
damn, bro.
Don't.
The kids from the valley, bro.
Come on. All right.
All right, go. I'll take the Packers and then
Titans, Dolphins.
Yeah. Maybe Tyreek will get 200 of this one.
Will Levis? No, Mr. Mayo. You're not gonna sling it.
Derrick Henry is questionable. He went out with a concussion against the Colts on Sunday.
Well, guaranteed. If Derrick Henry does not play, I'm taking the Dolphins by 40.
Sorry, OC.
Hey, what? You gonna take the Titans?
I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
Oh, okay,
we're just
yeah.
gonna,
Sweep.
we're just gonna give them the D.O.G.
Sweep
curse.
that one under the
That's
rug.
fine. They're wearing the throwback uniforms on Monday night.
Oh, aren't they like undefeated?
As long as Tyreek goes for like another 30 fantasy points, I'm good.
Yeah, you're happy every week.
Dude, every week. I'm out and out first place now. I beat the guy who was in second place.
Don't look now. Don't look.
Comes OC.
Hey, it was last place half the year, but I won 4 out of 5 now.
I'm statistically out of last place. I can't, even if I lose the rest of the season, I'm not coming in last. So
where's your guys' playoff percentage right now?
I'm at like
dude, you
19 or something.
So it's you and then like 5 guys are tied.
It's like up in the air, right?
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Third to last place is Loopy, and he is in contention of going in last place and also in contention of being the 3 seed.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
That's how crazy
I jumped
it is.
in front of him. I'm only a couple points behind Nick now. So.
Get him.
Are we the NFC South?
No, I think
there's like 3 teams. Me, Nick, Loopy are at 6 and 7, and then this guy's at 7 and 6
with Boyo and Castro.
Yeah, and then Manny's up there at 8 and 5, or
he's 8 and 5 now. He was 8 and 4 because we were both 8 and 4. And then he dropped one, so he's 8 and 5, and now
I think this is probably the most competitive this fantasy league has ever been.
I like it.
I was scared I was going to finish in last. I mean, I still can, but like points wise, I don't think unless I can.
Well, this last one you put up like what 200 points, and then you too. I think you were like what 170 or something like that. Yeah. So. It's getting tight, man.
It is.
I don't know what's more competitive.
I need you to beat this guy this week on fantasy. So.
We're playing this week.
That ain't happening, brother.
Do me a favor. Let's go.
Let's get it. Well, fucking Tyreek does this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Tua's gonna hold Tyreek back.
Oh man. First Jordan Love, now Tua.
Well, yeah, dude. And then this guy wants Niners players to get hurt.
Yeah, I'm joking here. I don't want any of you guys. I mean, too many people have gotten hurt.
Any thoughts on the college football playoff? You guys want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Speaking of college football playoffs, I think we should eliminate the Jags from playoff contention because their best player's out.
Their quarterback is out.
You guys are gone.
Quarterback is out.
You're gone. Get him out of here. Done. Remove him. Best player's hurt.
Andrew was very upset that they did that to Florida State.
Absolutely brutal. Absolutely horrendous.
They did the wrong thing.
Look,
wrong thing. FSU should be in it.
I felt bad for FSU, but I'm not mad that Bama got in. So
what was their question? It was like, who would you rather not play or whatever? Like that's like, oh, what team would you rather not see? Oh, we wouldn't want to see Bama right now. Okay, you're playing Bama. What the?
Dude, I hope Michigan just absolutely waxes Alabama. Absolutely waxes them.
And that's the thing, dude. I don't fucking know.
The SEC wasn't that great this year. Let's be honest.
Since the transfer portal opened, Alabama, the SEC has been going downhill.
That's a whole nother topic.
Alabama with the miracle win in the Iron Bowl, okay? And then Georgia beating Georgia Tech by 8.
Yeah.
And then, come on. I mean, the SEC was not that good. The ACC was better. The winner of that conference doesn't get to go because their best players are. It's bullshit.
That is.
It's bullshit.
Absolutely bullshit.
It's all about views.
But, and
100%. And I just had a feeling that's all it cared about. But can you imagine? You're a senior on that team, a 5th-year senior, or whatever it is, and you worked your fucking ass off as a linebacker or D-end all year. You did everything you're supposed to. You literally won every single game. You won your conference in the Power 5, and you don't get to go.
Very passionate.
That's bullshit, dude.
They can be like
terrible.
UCF, what was like in 2017 where they claimed themselves national championships.
100%. I'd buy that shirt right now.
I would too. Fuck
I'd buy that shirt right now.
Let's all become just.
And then here's the Bama fan over here. Well, Bama's
Nah, I'm not mad because I want to see Bama play Michigan. So
I mean,
my cousin Jonathan bought his tickets that Sunday.
Yeah, to the Rose Bowl.
To the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Hook 'em, baby. Let's go Longhorns.
2 versus 3. That's another big matchup.
That's a huge one.
I just want to be able to put on my story that I went to Texas. I watched them play. It was a lot of years ago, but I want to be able to talk about that.
Are you gonna go?
No. I'm just saying.
No, you're just saying because we went to the Texas game.
And then what was going to happen is they're going to beat Michigan in the national title game, and then Michigan's going to turn around and play Fresno State game 1 at home.
You don't think we're going to get a Texas Bama rematch in the national title?
No, fuck that. Go Michigan.
There it is. Bama's
some fucking way, dude. Bama's going to win it all.
You know how people hate the Dallas Cowboys? That's how I feel about Alabama. And it's not even because I grew up rooting against Alabama. I just hate the fact that it's Alabama. The fact that they're the team that gets to go in when FSU earned it.
I was pretty pissed off when I found out that Alabama was going to do it.
I couldn't believe it.
And then like you said, the SEC isn't what it used to be because now of the transfer portal. Because I mean, what 5-star recruit is going to want to sit behind another running back for 3 freaking years before you get your shot, right? So these guys were going other places, and that's why Bama's starting to fall off. But fuck Alabama.
You told me the other day that what did the SEC say when the Pac-12 didn't make it?
Too bad.
Don't lose games, and you guys could make the playoffs.
Right.
That's exactly what should have happened in the SEC. Too bad. We get it. You guys have been the top dog for so long, but it's okay. You guys can take this year off. Guess what? You'll be back next year.
So they need a team from the South to be playing in that Sugar Bowl.
Dude.
They
bias,
do,
bro.
They need a team in the South.
Well, no, they're not even playing the Sugar Bowl.
No, they're
playing the Rose Bowl.
They're playing the Rose Bowl.
Michigan
right?
and Bama are out here.
There was no chance they were going to let Alabama.
No, Alabama would have been right there.
So
in
Washington is going
to
Washington.
New Orleans.
to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't going to put Bama. Like,
That's why
away.
Texas is going to be Washington because it's going to be a home game for the Longhorns.
Yeah, first time in the CFP, right?
Yeah,
for both
teams.
Yeah, for both Washington and Texas.
Jesus Christ,
we'll see.
All
right. Next year we get 12 teams, so that'll be fun.
Hey, Fresno State has an opportunity next year.
Somehow, some way, they're still going to fuck it up. Some way.
Someone's going to get
Someone's going to get
defensive
screwed.
coordinator Fresno State gone. Just saying.
UCF is going to get fucked over, dude. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's close it out.
We good?
Yeah.
All
right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. We'll be back next week, and hopefully, dear God, we can talk about Cowboys beating the Eagles.
Jinx it, dude. D.O.G. jinx.
No. Hey, last week I said bang, bang, Niner gang, and the Niners won. This year's Go Cowboys. This week is Go Cowboys.
All right. See you guys.
Peace.